Are you tired of your emotions controlling you? Are you ready to take control and power over your own emotions? If so, then stay tuned. Hi, I'm Shanita. I'm your mindset coach. I help individuals to heal from their traumatic experiences as well as uncover and discover who they are so they can begin to live a life of wholeness and purpose. Let's get right down to it. So today I'm talking about how we can begin to control our emotions instead of allowing our emotions to control us. That's what we're talking about today. So I'm going to first talk about emotional intelligence and what it is. I know you probably heard it, here and there. People starting to talk more and more about emotional intelligence. But emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and understand and manage your emotions. That's it. It's the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions. Nowadays, especially in schools, nowadays we teach kids how to do that, to develop emotional intelligence. But sometimes along the way we grow up and we kind of forget about those skills. So I'm here to bring them back to you so you can begin to manage your emotions and manage how you react to others, but also manage how you allow others to make you feel, because that's your responsibility. Not theirs, but yours. Okay, let's get right down to it. Number one, I want you to begin to develop self-awareness. This is really the key. It's developing self-awareness. Sitting, really paying attention to how you're feeling. If somebody's saying something to you that's causing you irritation and aggravation, and you're starting to feel some type of way, sit down and just kind of like, okay, why do I feel irritated by what they are saying? How is what they're saying truly going to make a difference in my life? If you could say no to whatever it is someone's telling you, and if you could say no, that, hey, that's just their opinion, it's not going to make a difference in my life, then you have to figure out, okay, why am I allowing their opinion, what they are saying, to cause me to feel a certain type of way when it's just their opinion? Their opinion is neither right or wrong. It's just their opinion. And you have to begin to really begin to figure out, how am I going to respond to this, or how am I going to allow this to affect me? How will I allow their opinion to affect me? You need to figure that out and really understand that you have the power over how you feel and what you think and your emotions concerning their opinions. Okay? You have that power. Another thing that helps with emotional intelligence is really communicating. How are you going to communicate to others? How are you going to speak to others, even though what they are saying may cause you anger or frustration or irritation? You have the power to determine how you're going to respond. Okay? And it goes back to that self-awareness. Okay? They just said something. How is it making you feel? When you watch and listen to the news, how does it make you feel? Understand, the majority of that is just opinion. Okay? It's opinion. How are you allowing it to make you feel? And in essence, how are you going to respond with how you're allowing it to make you feel? Communication. Another thing is our decision making. Like I said, we have the power to decide, how are we going to allow things to make us feel? How are we going to respond to these things? We have to make a decision. And if you think you cannot make the proper decision in that moment, take a time out. There's nothing wrong with that. Say, you know what? I'll get back to you on that in a day or two. Or I'll get back to you in about an hour on that. Let me sit with that for a moment. Let me sit and process that. Let me think about that. Let me figure out, how am I going to feel, or what kind of feelings I'm going to allow myself based on what you just said. And why you want to take that time out? You want to take that time out because sometimes when we hear things we don't want to hear, our first feelings, emotions, thoughts are negative. Okay? We become defensive. So it's important to take that time out to calm yourself, recognize how you're feeling based on what they said. Decide, am I going to give them that much power over me? Am I going to allow them to cause me to feel a certain way? Or am I going to take control of my emotions and feelings? That's you making a decision. Okay? All right. So, if you want to have stronger emotional intelligence, if you want to be able to take hold and control how you feel and your emotions and your thoughts, then it begins with that self-awareness. It begins with you being aware of you. It begins of when you have feelings and emotions that are overpowering your ability to think, you're able to step away and take a time out. So your feelings and your emotions does not begin with someone else or an experience or what somebody said to you and their opinions. No, your feelings and emotion begins with you. You have the power to take control over them. You must decide each and every moment what you're going to do. How are you going to do it? It's all in your hands. Okay, that's what I have for you today. Once again, I'm Shanita. I am your mindset coach. I help individuals to heal from their traumatic experiences as well as uncover and discover who they are so they can begin to live a life of wholeness and purpose. Until next time, remember, you have the power over your feelings and your emotions. Have a good one.